We've all been there, right? That leaky faucet that just won't stop dripping, or that shower drain that's suddenly become a swimming pool.
Mhm.
Plumbing problems, they're like the uninvited guests of homeownership, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. And let's be honest, it's more than just an inconvenience, right? A plumbing issue can completely derail your day, throw your whole household into chaos. And if it's your business, well, that's a whole other level of headache.
And that's where finding a reliable plumber becomes absolutely crucial. Someone you can trust to not just slap a Band-Aid on the problem, but actually fix it properly the first time.
Uh,
And, speaking of reliable plumbers, we've gotten a ton of messages from you folks about JK Plumbing over in Burlingame.
yeah, Kevin Lam and his company seem to be making quite a name for themselves in the Bay Area.
They are. So we thought we'd take a deep dive into JK Plumbing using some excerpts we've got from Kevin Lam and the story of JK Plumbing.
Interesting. Always love a good origin story.
Me too. Me too. And this one's particularly interesting because it really gets to the heart of what makes JK Plumbing tick. So we're going to explore Kevin Lam's journey, the driving forces behind his business, and especially their motto, do it right the first time. What does that actually mean in practice? And what can we learn from it, not just about plumbing, but about building a truly trustworthy service business?
A service business that really puts the customer first. Love that.
Absolutely. So let's start with Kevin Lam himself. Now, funnily enough, plumbing wasn't always his grand plan. I mean, it wasn't like he was destined to be a plumber from childhood or anything.
No, he sort of stumbled upon it seems, over 20 years ago now.
Yeah, like it says in here, he first picked up a wrench and discovered his passion. But it wasn't just the technical stuff that hooked him. It was something more.
It was about doing things right. And that's where his early experiences working for other plumbing companies come into play, I think.
Oh, definitely. I mean, talk about a crash course in what not to do. The excerpts mention rush jobs, cutting corners, and ultimately, a lot of unsatisfied customers.
Yeah, not exactly a recipe for building a good reputation.
Not at all. But for Kevin, it was a turning point. It lit a fire in him. He saw firsthand the kind of service he absolutely did not want to provide and decided there had to be a better way.
A way that emphasized quality. A way that put the customer's needs front and center.
Exactly. And that brings us to the birth of JK Plumbing. 15 years ago, back in 2007, Kevin and his wife decided to take a leap of faith, and they started their own plumbing company right there in Burlingame, California.
A family business from the ground up.
Exactly. And they had this very clear, very simple goal: to provide high-quality plumbing services with a commitment to getting the job done right the first time. It's funny how sometimes the most straightforward ideas are the most powerful.
Absolutely. And that core belief, that commitment to doing it right the first time, well, it became the bedrock of JK Plumbing. It's more than just a motto for them. It's like their guiding principle. It's what they live and breathe.
And it makes so much sense when you think about it, especially in the context of plumbing.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody wants to deal with the same leaky faucet twice.
No kidding. And not only is it annoying, but it also ends up costing you more in the long run. More repairs, more time wasted.
Right. So Kevin really ingrained this do it right the first time philosophy into everything JK Plumbing does. The excerpts talk about how they focus on diagnosing problems correctly right from the start.
Yeah, not just treating the symptoms, but finding the root cause.
Exactly. And then it's about using the highest quality materials available, no cutting corners, and making sure every single task is done with precision and care.
It's like that old saying, measure twice, cut once.
Exactly. And, for you, the customer, this translates to some pretty big benefits. You're saving money in the long run, you're getting peace of mind knowing the job's done right, and you're building a relationship with a plumbing company you can actually trust.
And it's that trust that's been key to JK Plumbing building such a loyal customer base.
Totally agree. And, another thing that really shines through in these excerpts is how much JK Plumbing prioritizes the customer experience. It's not just about fixing pipes for them, it's about treating every customer like family.
Oh, that's so important. And, it's a phrase you hear a lot in the business world, treating customers like family. But with JK Plumbing, it seems to be more than just lip service.
It really does. I mean, they walk the walk. They offer discounts to senior citizens, active military personnel, and veterans. They're actively involved in local charities. They even provide free plumbing services to folks who are really struggling.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. It speaks volumes about their values and their commitment to the community.
It really does. Okay, so let's get down to brass tacks here. Why are people in Burlingame raving about JK Plumbing? What are the specific things they're doing that set them apart?
Well, first off, they understand that when you have a plumbing problem, you need it fixed fast. So they offer fast response times and 2-hour arrival
Which
windows.
is huge when you've got a burst pipe or a backed up toilet.
Absolutely. And they keep you updated with text notifications so you're not left wondering when they'll show up.
That's a nice touch. It's all about respecting your time.
And of course, when you're inviting someone into your home, you want to know they're qualified. So all of JK Plumbing's professionals are licensed and insured.
Absolutely. And Kevin's a big believer in ongoing training for his team, so they're always up to date on the latest techniques and technologies.
Which is great for you because it means they're going to be using the best possible methods to solve your plumbing problems.
Exactly. And let's talk about pricing. Nobody likes hidden fees or surprises when the bill comes. So JK Plumbing operates on a transparent pricing, no surprises policy.
I love that. You know upfront exactly what you're going to be paying.
Yeah. And they're available 24/7 for emergency services because plumbing emergencies, well, they don't exactly follow a 9 to 5 schedule.
Nope, they sure don't. And to top it all off, JK Plumbing uses top quality materials from reputable brands like Kohler, Delta, Rheem, and Bradford White.
That's so important.
Yeah.
You don't want to be replacing parts every other year because they use cheap knockoffs.
Right. And they offer a wide range of services for both residential and commercial clients. Everything from fixing leaks and unclogging drains to installing water heaters and even replacing sewer lines.
Yeah, they really do cover it all. For homeowners, they handle all those everyday plumbing annoyances we talked about, like leaky faucets, running toilets, clogged sinks, you name it.
And on the commercial side, they've got specialized services for businesses like drain cleaning and maintenance, grease trap cleaning, and making sure those restrooms are in tip-top shape. Because let's be real, nobody wants a plumbing disaster at their business.
That's for sure. Now, one thing that's really impressed me as we've been digging into this is how involved Kevin Lam still is in the day-to-day operations of JK Plumbing. He doesn't just sit back and let everyone else do the work.
Oh yeah, he's super hands-on. The excerpts mention how he regularly visits job sites, checks in with customers personally, and even mentors new employees.
That's fantastic. You don't always see that level of dedication from the owner, especially as a company grows.
It speaks to how invested he is in maintaining those high standards he set from the very beginning.
It does.
Yeah.
And speaking of high standards, JK Plumbing has racked up a pretty impressive collection of awards and 5-star reviews.
Which just goes to show that their commitment to quality and customer satisfaction is really making a difference.
It is. And looking to the future, it seems Kevin is determined to keep pushing JK Plumbing forward while staying true to those core values that have gotten them this far.
Yeah, they're talking about expanding their services, incorporating new technologies, providing even more training for their team, and staying active in the community.
It's inspiring, really. It shows that you can grow a successful business without sacrificing quality or your commitment to the people you serve.
And at the end of the day, that's what matters most. As Kevin Lam says, the true measure of their success is the satisfaction of every customer they serve.
You know, that brings us right back to their motto, do it right the first time. It's not just about the plumbing itself. It's about the whole experience, about building lasting relationships based on trust and reliability. And for those of you listening in Burlingame and the surrounding areas, well, it sounds like JK Plumbing is definitely worth checking out.
For sure. And what I find so fascinating about this whole story is that it highlights something really important. It's about choosing service providers who have a clear set of principles, who are genuinely committed to doing things right, and who treat their customers with respect and care.
Absolutely. And I think it begs the question, what are the do it right the first time principles that guide the services you value most in your own life? What are the things you're not willing to compromise on? And how can understanding the why behind a business like JK Plumbing and the dedication of someone like Kevin Lam help you make more informed choices as a consumer?
Great questions to ponder.
They are.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, whether it's plumbing or any other service, those core values, those guiding principles, they really do make all the difference.